into this really embarrassing video for James Charles, please go check out my second channel. It'll be linked below. I have a lot of fun things over there and I'd really appreciate it. Okay, on with the video, besties. See you then. This is probably the most James Charles has been getting called out in a long time because so many big YouTubers are getting involved and calling him out and being like, this you, and it's a mess, and it's really weird seeing James being so rude and defensive back. I'm gonna show you these tweets now. There's a lot to get through in this video, so we are gonna have to move on to the tweets quite quickly. There's so much to cover, and I have so many opinions of what's been happening. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Now, for a little bit of context, do you know who Jen McAllister is? She's one of the OGs on the platform. Like, she was really big a couple of years ago, and I'm pretty sure she's still big on YouTube. And hey, I have a lot of respect for her because I remember seeing her videos back in like probably like 15 or 14 or whenever she was, you know, like at the height of whatever. But again, she's still super relevant today and good on her. So, she tweeted something and it popped off. I was so glad to see like an influencer and YouTuber tweet something like this, and I retweeted it like way before James Charles had responded. So she tweeted and said, if you're an influencer in LA and you're still collabing with people outside your household, I genuinely hope you're filled with so much guilt that you can't even move. Someone in the city dies every 10 minutes from COVID. Like, are y'all understanding this? Along with wasting tests, like there not being ICU beds and the hospitals being overcramped, like people are dying every 10 minutes in LA, but yet, go off, film your collab, your little dance, James, that's so important, and you're not an essential worker. We already went through this with Nikita. You're not an essential worker. You're a YouTuber who can sit in your house and film a video. If you can't do that, you have a really boring personality. On with the tweet. If you can't make content by yourself, you're boring. And this is the argument that we're having on this channel, that it's like, if you're a YouTuber, like your job is to do videos, and you can't even do videos without going and putting other people at harm and doing the one thing that we're not allowed to be or supposed to be doing right now because LA is in a lockdown right now, how boring are you? Like, Jesus, like what are your fans subscribing for? James, you literally could sit and do makeup and do it so well and make entertaining videos, but you're choosing not to. You're choosing to do the clout with all these TikTokers and go and put people in danger and waste testing kits for not only you, all of them, their families, your team, everyone. And for what, James? Now, Jen's tweet did not say James's name. It didn't say anyone's name. But people knew that it was kind of just about like the overall LA and what these influencers are doing. Like why we're talking about so many people here with Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Tana, James, Nikita, like going on and on and on, the amount of these people. So James, what do you think he did to this tweet? Of course he fucking responded and tried to be shady, and the thing is, his approach went so bad, he tried to do like, you know, making fun of her and belittling her back, which with James Charles is a common thing that he only ever comes after women. Let's have that conversation. So he did that, in my opinion, expecting his tweet to like ratio, which means get more likes than Jen's, but it went the complete opposite way for him, and I know he embarrassed. So he responded to her tweet in a really immature way and just said, this you? Question mark? James, you're 21 years old. So basically, this you that he's trying to, you know, people do this you whenever they're trying to like, kind of like highlight someone being hypocritical. He did a video from Joey Graceffa and it said, I played the most chaotic game of Among Us in real life. Now this video is nearly from 2 months ago. In the defense of Jen, she was involved in this video, you know, they were all there doing a thing. I don't think any of them should be meeting up. However, this video was filmed like 2 months ago whenever LA wasn't on a lockdown. Should they still not be meeting up? Yes. But the point was, James Charles is completely missing the point that Jen is saying that there's like a lockdown going on, and he's like, this you, by posting a screenshot of an old video they did whenever they weren't on a lockdown? Make it make sense. So he went on as well. Now keep in mind, Jen's tweet got 21,000 likes and his only got 200 before he deleted it because people automatically started being like, James, are you trying to weaponize her going out to deflect from you going out? I'm trying to weaponize that she went out 2 months ago versus you going out in present day. You're deflecting and basically weaponizing, oh my god, I can go out, you go out too. How about y'all just fucking stop? So he then went back, because he got so much backlash, 5 minutes later tweeted, just to by the way, the only reason I think he did this was because this tweet didn't go the way he expected it to. Because in the past, James Charles has done this, you know, calling people out, and his tweet has went mega viral. So obviously this wasn't the same case for James, because people are tired. Just to clarify, I'm certainly not innocent either, as I took part in the exact same video on my own channel. James, that's not even the full issue right now. You're still meeting up. You're meeting up and wasting testing kits, which are already limited, so you can do dances. And if that sounds ridiculous, that's the truth. You're meeting up with all these other people to do TikTok dances and wasting kits and putting people at danger. Now keep in mind, in these videos, the TikToks and multiple YouTube videos James Charles filmed with all these influencers and TikTokers, he openly says in the video that he has a cold. Y'all, come the fuck on now. We're not doing this. Just to clarify, I'm certainly not innocent either. Do something about it then. As I took part in the exact same video on my channel, I'm just sick of seeing influencers acting holier than others when they're guilty too. Well, James, you're trying to call her out, not defending Jen though, but for a little bit of context, whenever LA wasn't on a lockdown, versus LA being on a lockdown. It goes on. So it went so sour for James Charles that people were like, James, you're weaponizing this and you're disgusting, that he deleted all the tweets, which he, you know, always does whenever he gets called out. So then Philip DeFranco, now if you don't know who Philip DeFranco is, he's a really big, he reports on news on YouTube, very respected, and just a really big channel and big name on YouTube. He responded to James Charles, which he never normally does, especially when it's like little Twitter stuff like this. And he said, so why'd you delete the other tweets, James? Then James responded and said, because I like Jen and don't want to start an unnecessary fight with her. Now again, this is something James does a lot, where he gets involved in drama, then deletes it all, and it's like, yeah, I'm just in a new era where I don't want to get involved in drama anymore. Like, I don't see the point in drama after causing enough drama to get people talking about him so he can have more clout. Are we not seeing through this? It's 2021. Are we not seeing through this? He can start the drama, then delete it to the point where people are talking about him who wouldn't watch his videos normally, and then his fans don't see it, so they're not getting the backlash, and they're still watching him, so he's double the audience. Are we not seeing here what is going on? So the fact that Philip DeFranco got involved really surprised me. Now keep in mind, Jen's tweet was still doing thousands of likes after this, so just him saying, why'd you delete the other tweets? Because I like Jen and don't want to start an unnecessary fight with her. Which is ironic, James, because your entire tweet to her was trying to expose her and call her a hypocrite. Just to clarify, I'm certainly not innocent, but I'm just sick of y'all acting like you're holier than others because you're guilty too. So it goes on, and it gets absolutely worse. So here's now a series of James Charles deleted tweets. He responded to someone and said, I've been in my house for the last year straight. You've been watching the videos on this channel. You know for a fact that's bullshit. Does James think that we're dumb, or that we can't watch Hollywood Fix videos of him going to parties, of him going out to restaurants? James, that's bullshit. He straight up lied, which is why he deleted this tweet. I've been in my house for the last year straight. Why did he even need to lie about that? Because that's such an extreme lie that, like, I haven't even been in my house for the last year straight. James, we know you haven't. So why did you lie about that? Because it just... I don't... You know, I barely ever leave. Wrong. False. I would still pay to get us all tested weekly, even if we were locked inside, because it's a safe and precautionary thing to do. No, it's not! The issue is people are calling out that you're wasting testing kits. And now he goes on to defend the choice of him doing this in a really, ignorant way. And it's like, James, the reason is, there is limited testing kits. And you're wasting them because you can afford them and you're rich or whatever. And they're going to give it to you because they're going to prioritize you over the standard person so you can do a TikTok dance. You are not an essential worker, James. So then when getting called out for wasting testing kits, this is what James said back in a now deleted tweet, by the way. We're seeing a pattern here, aren't we? Let me ask the bestie. Yeah. Do you want to know how he defended it? He defended it in the first place. And how he defended it? He goes on to say, There are millions of tests. Getting tested to ensure the safety of myself, my team that lives with me, or anyone we come into contact with is not wasting tests. James, fuck you. Fuck you. There are millions of tests? Think of the amount of people in America, James. Millions of people are getting COVID per couple days. Maybe even per day. So how dare you try to defend yourself? You could have literally ignored that. How dare you defend it by saying there are millions of tests? No wonder you deleted this tweet, but why did you tweet it in the first place? And again, doubling down on there are millions of tests. Getting tested to ensure the safety of myself and my team that live with me or anyone we come into contact with. So, wasting testing kits on you, your team, and anyone you come into contact with is not wasting tests. I beg to differ. And look at him doing like the little shady smiley face at the end. This tweet got 28 likes before he deleted it because he, again, got ratioed by people calling him out. And it goes on. There's more. James, what is going on? So, this tweet was deleted, all these deleted tweets by James, and someone said, did you get tested before filming? James said, of course, my team and I get tested weekly to be safe and precautionary. I'm sure Jen did too. Someone responded, you wouldn't have to get a test every week if you stayed inside. And then Jen did a fucking 180 on James. She did this you, and absolutely tore him to filth. He deleted all these tweets, by the way, because he can't stand by what he says. And it didn't go his way. James, what is wrong with you? So, then Jen McAllister did a tweet to James. Now, this is what it says. I don't know if I should reply since you deleted your tweets. Get him! Yes. But yes, I was asked to be a part of a collab back before Thanksgiving when the stay-at-home order in LA was lifted. It's the only thing I've done for the entirety of 2020. I didn't see anyone before then, and I haven't seen anyone since then either. Maybe my tweet was worded poorly, but I was trying to comment on the current state of LA. So, her tweet, by the way, remember, was, if you're an influencer in LA and you're still collabing with people outside of your household, I genuinely hope you're filled with so much guilt that you can't even move. Someone in the city dies every 10 minutes from COVID. If you can't make content by yourself, you're boring. So that was what she said. Goes on. Cases have been going up since Thanksgiving and the stay-at-home order was brought back in around then too. I just don't think we're on the same level here, James. Yes, this is the first time in a long time, other than Trisha, we're seeing a YouTuber actually stand their ground with James. I wasn't calling you out directly, but if you want me to call you out directly, get him! Then I'd just like to point out the 5+ collabs that you filmed in December alone, where in them, you're sick to the point where you can hear it in your voice. She did not hold back. And now, James deleted his final tweet after that, and she kept all hers up. I think this is showing who's standing by their word here and who's in the right. Because James, why would you be tweeting like 12 times and deleting all 12 tweets? Because they didn't get a hit tweet of you calling someone else out? What did he think he was doing here? You know what I mean? Did he think people were going to be on his side here? Did he think he was going to have a viral moment calling someone out? And he doubled down on everything he's been getting called out for, which is the worst thing about this. James, this is honestly ridiculous. To the point where your fans were calling you out. Your fans were angry at you. James, your fans were saying that you were embarrassing them because you deleted your tweets and ran away, but they had to stay and defend you. I don't know why they're defending you, but again, they're young. James, you did that for what? You literally did that. This is ridiculous. And Jen, good on you for your tweet. And I mean, I don't know if I should reply since you deleted your tweets, but yes, I was asked to be a part of a collab back before Thanksgiving when the stay-at-home order in LA was lifted. It's the only thing I've done for the entirety of 2020. I didn't see anyone before then, and I haven't seen anyone after then. Maybe my tweet was worded poorly. Get him. But I was trying to comment on the current state of LA. Cases have been going up since Thanksgiving and the stay-at-home order was brought back in then. I just don't think we're on the same level here, James. I wasn't calling you out directly, but if you want me to call you out, then I'd like to point out the 5+ collabs you filmed in December where you're sick to the point where you can hear it in your voice. And that's not including all the TikToks he filmed with these people. And this shows that even after getting called out for months upon months upon months, James Charles is not taking this seriously. He's now in the same league as Nikita. Nikita is doubling down on it, and so is James. Hey, even Nikita keeps her stuff up after, you know, she doubles down on it. James can't. Really, James? The lowest is what? I used to say that all the time in summer, and I want to bring it back for today's video. The lowest is fucking what? Here's the lowest. James, you're over here. Minus. This is ridiculous, and weaponizing her going out to deflect from you going out, and your argument against her isn't even that valid, which is why you deleted the stuff. James, if you want to call her out, stand by it. Stand by it. We're fed up, James. This is honestly probably one of the worst things he's done in relation to this in a long time. Think about the fans of these people who've lost people to COVID or have had COVID themselves. They're doubling down on the fact that they don't give a shit. That they don't give a shit. It's ridiculous, James. Shame on you. Guys, let me know what your opinion is on this. We'll talk below. I'll see you in my next one, and bye.